Well, I'm guessing this is a taper fit because one hard blow with the hammer and she came flying off. It's nice and loose now. It's going to have a big shifter to tighten that nut. I've got a lot of tonnage on that, but it worked. I'm getting a little bit further along. Harmonic balance is off. I'm going to have to replace that one because the rubbish perished. Clutch is obviously off. This one here drives the drop gears for the transmission, the outer shaft, and the inner shaft is the actual engine crankshaft. It's just retained by a little collar thing. Like that. And that goes into the drive gears. That'll all come out when these bolts come off. Front housing comes out. Yeah, the old timing chain's a bit average. Might try and order one if they're cheap enough. Someone's mangled the hell out of that trying to get it undone. The timing marks line up with number 1, which is actually at the back on top dead centre. So I'll just keep that as a reference. 2 timing marks there, and number 1 is on its top dead centre firing point. That definitely needs to be addressed. A lot of lateral play in it as well. It's really bad. Oh well, the camshaft's not too bad, considering. The bearing's a little bit scored, but there's no play in it. Well, there's the block separation point for the front, right across there. Main seal in there. Just take all these bolts and the front plate out, along with the camshaft and everything, and that'll just come apart. All this transmission's one separate assembly really, once the end plates are off. Now it's time to tackle this end. There we go. Main covers off. Neat little roller bearing in there and on there. These are the drop gears which go down to the transmission. They all seem to be in pretty good nick actually. That's the end of the camshaft bearing. Main rear, front or rear main bearing cap there, and crankshaft. Can't turn by hand at the moment. That'll do it. Apart the block. Okay, well I think I've found solved the mystery of the knocking, and also explained why this bolt has been sheared off inside its hole. This is the bottom main bearing cap for this end of the engine, which is the front. That is a gap. See how it moves like that? That's why she's knocking. One of the bolts is either broken or just come loose, stripped its thread. It's not supposed to do that. That's why she's going thump, thump, thump. This whole end of the crankshaft bouncing up and down. Might not even have to buy bearings for this thing, just reinstate the old one. Yeah. Oh well, time to separate this block. I've taken all the bolts out, I think. And I'll see how it goes. Well, that sort of explains most of it. The front seal has just been pounded to bits. That's all that's left of it. Yep. The gearbox, that's all burred off. There's a differential down there. All this is going to have to be cleaned up, or clean the oil pick up, try and de-sludge it somehow. It's a hell of a mess. And that's all gear linkage in there. Now there's the problem. Can't get much more obvious than that. Where's the bloody bolt gone? The steel clip. That one just fell off. Looks like it's broken or hasn't been reinstalled properly. not deeply scored or anything. Don't know if I'll actually need to buy bearings for this. Everything else seems alright. I'll obviously pull it all down and see how good it is, but yeah, that's the problem. Well, that pretty much sums it up right there. I've got a busted bolt to extract. And if you look closer, there's the rest of it. Nice clean break. Might be able to drill it and use an easy out, but they're bloody hard bolts though. I don't like the chances. If I can't get it out, this thing is scrap. No good without a front main bearing. Well, that's a good sign. Conrod bearings aren't even showing copper yet. Normally they'd be scored and showing bright yellow copper if they were bad. There's no scoring on the crank journals either. It's going to be good. Mind you, as we get up to this end here, we've got low oil pressure from the missing bearing cap, so who knows what will happen. But that's a good sign though. I don't think bearings will be on my order list. Just rings. 3 compression rings, 1 oil ring. Well, the Conrod bearings look perfect, but the crankshaft bearings are absolutely hammered. Definitely got to order a set of them. 3 mains. The cam bearings and everything look fine. Everything else is right. It's just the main crank bearings are gone. But that's the deciding factor, trying to get that broken bolt out. The old crank journals aren't too bad. That's the front one, the loose one. The middle bearing, all copper. The top piece.